sa isa, anong hinihintay pa? Dobleng minam na nahanap mo ay nandito na. Sarap na buy one take one at hindi magbabago. Tara na dito sa Shawarma Shack, Shawarma Shack. Mas masaya pag dalawa. Shawarma Shack, Shawarma Shack. Doble ang sarap, dito may forever ka. Shawarma Shack, oh Shawarma Shack. Kaya dito ka na isama.
Get 8 gigabytes of all-access power.
To do it all.
Plus only TikTok to scroll and share non-stop. Power, work, life, and more. With Smart Power all-access data now up to 90 days. Load now.
Sa isa, anong hinihintay pa? Dobleng minam na nahanap mo ay nandito na. Sarap na buy one take one at hindi magbabago. Tara na dito sa Shawarma Shack, Shawarma Shack. Mas masaya pag dalawa. Shawarma Shack, Shawarma Shack. Doble ang sarap, dito may forever ka. Shawarma Shack, oh Shawarma Shack. Kaya dito ka na.
Get 8 gigabytes of all-access power.
To do it all.
Plus only TikTok to scroll and share non-stop. Power, work, life, and more. With Smart Power all-access data now up to 90 days. Load now.
Sa isa, anong hinihintay pa? Dobleng minam na nahanap mo ay nandito na. Sarap na buy one take one at hindi magbabago. Tara na dito sa Shawarma Shack, Shawarma Shack. Mas masaya pag dalawa. Shawarma Shack, Shawarma Shack. Doble ang sarap, dito may forever ka. Shawarma Shack, oh Shawarma Shack. Kaya dito ka na.
Get 8 gigabytes of all-access power.
To do it all.
Plus only TikTok to scroll and share non-stop. Power, work, life, and more. With Smart Power all-access data now up to 90 days. Load now.
pa, dobleng minam na nahanap mo ay nandito na. Sarap na buy one take one at hindi magbabago. Tara na dito sa Shawarma Shack, Shawarma Shack. Mas masaya pag dalawa. Shawarma Shack, Shawarma Shack. Doble ang sarap, dito may forever ka. Shawarma Shack, oh Shawarma Shack. Kaya dito ka na, isama.
Get 8 gigabytes of all-access power.
To do it all.
Plus only TikTok to scroll and share non-stop. Power, work, life, and more. With Smart Power all-access data now up to 90 days. Load now.
Sa isa, anong hinihintay pa? Dobleng minam na nahanap mo ay nandito na. Sarap na buy one take one at hindi magbabago. Tara na dito sa Shawarma Shack, Shawarma Shack. Mas masaya pag dalawa. Shawarma Shack, Shawarma Shack. Doble ang sarap, dito may forever ka. Shawarma Shack, oh Shawarma Shack. Kaya dito ka na.
Get 8 gigabytes of all-access power.
To do it all.
Plus only TikTok to scroll and share non-stop. Power, work, life, and more. With Smart Power all-access data now up to 90 days. Load now.
One team yearning to erase last season's upset loss and sweep this year's elimination, while the other team is hoping that Lightning would strike twice and get the needed momentum for next week's play-in phase. Basketball fans, get ready for drama intensity as Pinoyliga Next Man Cup reaches its final day of eliminations. Ladies and gentlemen, we have the doubleheader for today, the last day of elimination round for the Pinoyliga Next Man Cup. First game will have the LaSalle Green Archers versus the St. Dominic Pikemen, and second game will be having the Emilio Aguinaldo Generals and the UP Fighting Maroons. Good afternoon, basketball fans. My name is Francis Malikdem, and with me is Boss Benny Benitez, and later we will be talking to Bianca Tegarda, our courtside reporter. So, Boss Ben, final day of eliminations nandito na. Next Man Cup Season 2025. Ano ang aasahan natin?
We're getting to the meat of the bone of this tournament. Kick-off fifth game para sa parehas na teams, for Dlsu Green Archers sporting a 4-0 win-loss slate, and ito namang St. Dominic Pikemen of Asia, they're sporting a 2-2 slate. So ngayon, meat of the bone, fifth game nila. Let's get ready to fight.
As we take a look at the team standings, as we see both teams are part of Group Prime. Nakikita nga, sabi nga ni Boss Benny, LaSalle on top with 4-0. Assured na sila sa top seed. Then next, of course, St. Dominic currently in the fourth spot with a 2-2 win-loss record. So regardless of the result of this game, St. Dominic will be playing for the play-in for the 4th spot.
Not necessarily, Kiko, kasi ang mangyayari dito niyan is that there would probably be a tournament kung saan magkakaroon pa ng opportunity itong si St. Dominic Pikemen of Asia na maging 3-2 together with the New Era Hunters and of course the Mapua Cardinals. So may pagkakataon pa na baka potentially may isa pang pumasok doon sa 3rd or 4th spot na yon na hindi necessarily ang St. Dominic but definitely ang Dlsu Green Archers, they're assured of the quarterfinals.
As we take a look at the play-in format there, and then afterwards, once the top 4 teams have already been decided, yung number 4 seed, pupunta ngayon tayo sa quarterfinals wherein the number 1 seed of Group Prime will go on to meet the number 4 seed ng same group.
Yes.
Tama ba? Meron ba mga advantages tong top seeds ng 1 and 2 for both groups?
Yes, meron. Ang first and second ranked teams from Group Prime and Group Edge will now have a twice to beat advantage. So this is where the excitement comes in, builds in, Kiko. Kasi yung format ng tournament exciting, starting with the play-in format and then yung quarterfinals, twice to beat yan, and then yung Final Four, crossover naman yan. Elimination game, and then finals elimination games.
As Boss Ben has said, it will be a crossover between the two groups pagdating ng semifinals. Meaning, yung dalawang teams na matitira sa bawat group, maghaharap sa crossover semifinals. And then, a finals of a do-or-die competition. Now, let's focus on the match at hand, and it's between the LaSalle Green Archers and the St. Dominic Pikemen. So, in this game naman, what can we expect, especially when we talk about LaSalle Green Archers?
Well, they have to first understand kung sino-sino nga pala talaga yung mag-stand out sa kanila. Of course, the big 3 recruits dito, no? Kian Baclaan, Mason Amos, Jacob Cortez, hindi na nga natin nasama dito si Luis Pablo. But the one thing that De La Salle needs to do is to take advantage of their height and heft. Bright Nawanko still there. Of course, si Dominic Sarmiento. Nandyan din si Luis Pablo, like what we mentioned. Marami silang mga bigs that will take care dun sa advantage nilang yon.
And of course, in their previous matchup against Mapua, it was a come-from-behind victory for LaSalle wherein they won. Halos maubos ang boses namin ni Boss Benny doon. 84-82. And katulad ng sinasabi ni Boss Benny kanina, the keys to winning, of course, take advantage of their size. Bakit ba nasasabi natin, take advantage of their size?
Well, kasi ang St. Dominic Pikemen, they don't leverage too much on their height. Meron sila, pero normally yung wings nila at saka yung kanilang smalls ang talaga nagdadala sa kanila. Now, LaSalle being a big program, syempre, they have yung bang first opportunity, first crack to get the big players, and literally the big players talaga. Kaya sila nagkakaroon ng magandang advantage on that side.
And of course, another part of this game naman sa kabilang dako ang St. Dominic Pikemen, ang isa at champions in their previous game. They defeated yung arch rival ng LaSalle 52-40. Boss Ben, what can we expect? Sino ba yung mga dapat bantayan natin in this game?
Katuwa nga, Kiko, pagdating dun sa social media, nandun yung isang posting kung saan pinaalala ng Pinoyliga Cup na natalo ng St. Dominic Pikemen of Asia itong De La Salle 71-62. Sosing, Amante, Dakiwag, yan ang mga abangan natin.
And of course, ang keys to winning naman ng St. Dominic for this game, Boss Ben?
Slow brew. Kailangan lang nila bagalan. The lower the score, the better it is for them.
And of course, right now, puntahan naman natin, kumuha tayo ng balita sa ating courtside reporter na si Bianca Tagarda. So Bianca, ano ang balita?
Mga kaliga, nagbabalik ang Next Man Cup, and for the last elimination matches, it's the LaSalle Green Archers versus the St. Dominic Pikemen. And as for LaSalle, will be headed by Coach Caloy Garcia today. They've learned a lot from their game versus Mapua, and they will use those learnings para makapag-adjust and maiwasan ang pag-scout sa kanilang mga guards like what happened in their last game. While as for Coach Bong de la Cruz naman of the St. Dominic Pikemen, well, happy lang, less pressure, and of course, it's the experience that matters. But Kiko and Boss Benny, may mga gusto pa ba kayong malaman with regards to both of these teams?
Yes, definitely, Bianca, no? Sa game na to kasi, di ba, ang LaSalle, coming to this game 4-0, assured na sila. Ano yung magiging mindset nila dito? While for St. Dominic naman, syempre, sabihin natin 2-2 na sila. Paano nila pinaghahandaan for the play-in position or play-in games?
Yes, Kiko. Well, as for LaSalle, na very active this off-season. Every game for them, same preparations. Pero nandun pa rin ang winning spirit and of course, yung winning mindset nila. Well, as for the St. Dominic Pikemen, kitang-kita naman mga kaliga sa likod ko na pulang-pula, which means that the St. Dominic Pikemen is not just players ready, but of course, crowd ready as well. And makikita rin natin mamayang halftime ang kanilang dance company. Now back to Kiko and Boss Benny.
All right, thank you so much, Bianca. Now, Boss Ben, quick prediction for this game.
Well, the eternal dehadista ika nga nila. Of course, I'll go for St. Dominic. Kahit na alam ko medyo tough task, but tingnan natin.
Sa akin naman, if kayo, St. Dominic, ako naman LaSalle kasi syempre gusto niyang bumawi sa talo nila last season sa upset loss. So titignan natin, magkakatotoo ba? Will lightning strike twice for St. Dominic o babawi na ang LaSalle here in the Pinoyliga Next Man Cup? Now let's turn it over to our venue announcer na si Romel Santiago.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the ENDERUN Gym in Taguig City. This is Pinoyliga Next Month Cup, presented by the Shawarma Shack. Live on the official Facebook and YouTube channel Pinoyliga Cup. It's the battle between St. Dominic College of Asia and the Dlsu Green Archers. Now let us meet the starters, beginning with Dlsu Green Archers. Coming at guard number 13, Kian Baclan. To guard number 0, Jacob Cortez. At forward number 2, Boris Marasigan. At forward number 3, Luis Pablo. Playing center number 30, Mason Amos. Head coach is Caloy Garcia. And now here are the starters for the St. Dominic College of Asia. One guard number 10, Joseph Tintiman. Two guard number 9, Edward Akiwag. Man in the middle, number 20, Wilson Tilos. At forward, number 55, Michael Susing. Also at forward, number 22, Ken Alvaran. Head coach is Bong De La Cruz. Our game officials for this ball game, crew chief, Erson Isuga, umpire 1, Bernardo Banayat, umpire 2, William Bulacan.
And ladies and gentlemen, the starters for both squad, Baclaan, Cortez, Amos, Marasigan, Pablo for the Green Archers. While for the Pikemen, we have Timtiman, Tagiwag, Tilos, Sosing, and Alvaran. First 5 of both squad, Boss Ben, mukhang pangmalakasan na.
Oo, no surprises there. Nakikita naman natin that best foot forward agad yung binigay nila. Like in the case of the Dlsu Green Archers, pinagsabay agad nila Jacob Cortez and Kian Baclaan.
And here comes the Pikemen. They have the first possession, pero turnover agad. Baclaan on the run. He doesn't have the numbers, pero sinugod pa rin. And there was a foul on number 20, Wilson Tilos. First personal foul for Tilos. Parang mali yata yung si Tilos na dun sa top of the key. No? Kaya nawala sa kanyang possession.
Well, talking about Kian Baclaan, the one that was aggressive in this case. Last game, Kiko, 17.7 rebounds, 5 assists against a tough Mapua perimeter defense.
Definitely. At grabe yung depensa niya. Alam na sa kanya mapupunta yung depensa, pero talagang binigay pa rin niya lahat ng mga kaya. And that produced wonders for LaSalle. Kasi kitang-kita naman natin during that game, parang nahirapan sila i-penetrate. Parang they took their time until they were able to crawl back in the game.
Going to this defensive set ng LaSalle early on, tough na sila, full court agad sila, and I think tinitignan nila yung opportunity na makakuha ng interceptions early on.
And of course, very surprising here in the first 5 kasama si Timtiman. But of course in the next Man Cup tournament ngayon si Timtiman hasn't been that active for St. Dominic, but pero may ibubuga tong bata na to. He was actually the finals MVP dun sa ISAA finals. So ibig sabihin talaga when pagdating ng pukpukan talaga pupukpok tong bata na to.
Ang St. Dominic Pikemen of Asia naman, Kiko, they're very deep. Yung pwedeng hugutin palagi ni Coach Bong de la Cruz is up to the 11th, 12th player that they have. Pag tinignan mo nga mabuti, yung wings pa lang nila, napakarami na nila dyan. Dakiwag, Aaron Dahaw, Jay De Manuel, Wilson Tilos, yun na, si John Sanggalang, Emenciana, Alconcel. Ayan yung mga makikita mo na malamang didepensa sa Mason Amos, sa Luis Pablo.
Meanwhile, Amos or Pablo loses that ball. Bumawi naman si Tilos with that steal. Nagmamadali na ngayon ang Pikemen. Oh, what a layup! However, there was a miss there by De Manuel. So Baclaan has a basketball. Baclaan trying to loot his defender. A 3-point shot, no good. Parang nagmadali yata masyado si Kian.
He's trying to get his bearings at ito naman si Kian Baclaan has the green light to shoot. Similar to kung ano man yung green light na binibigay ng coaching staff ng Dlsu kay Jacob Cortez.
And the first basket for St. Dominic courtesy of Alvaran, tying the game at 2 apiece. 8:05 remaining. Baclaan binigay kay Amos. Amos, oh, lista mo na yan, Boss Ben.
Lista na natin yan kay Mason Amos, averaging 16.33 points. Although medyo struggle yung last game ni Mason, dahil dito nagkaroon siya ng 1 of 8 shooting from the 3-point range from the last game that they had against LaSalle. It was a tough shooting game for Mason. Let's see kung makakabawi siya. Yung midi jumper niya noon, tingin ko yan na yata yung simula ng bawi niya.
But then of course, if si Amos naman hindi siya makascore, binabawi naman niya sa rebounds. Yun yung maganda sa bata niya.
You could see the second chance points naman ng St. Dominic Pikemen. Makikita mo how shifty the guards are. Yung second chance points na yun, galing yun sa isang rebound ng isang gwardya.
4-all is the score, 7:18 remaining. Kian has it. Someone is free. Marasigan for the 3. No good. Rebound ni Cortez. Balik kay Baclaan. Oh, yes, sir, for Kian Baclaan.
Kian is taking charge early on, unlike dun sa kanilang laro versus the Mapua Cardinals. It took him a while. Yung dulo, dun talaga siya ng mama, ika nga nila. He took charge during that game. But this time, early on, first 5 the 5 points of the 7 points ng LaSalle sa kanya.
Ito yung sinasabi ni Boss Ben na the guards of the St. Dominic are very active. And in that sequence, Jay De Manuel saw si Tilos there. At ito si De Manuel, very active early on. He was actually successful dun sa fishing expedition na yan, no?
Ayan naman kasi ang gusto ng mga gwardya ng St. Dominic. Aggressive sila from the get-go, yung sa mga dribble drive plays talaga nila. I think isa sa DNA ng isang St. Dominic Pikeman team yung talagang aggressive guards.
As Jay De Manuel scoring his first or making his first free throw, 7-5 is the score. Itong St. Dominic talagang hinayanak, ganun kakampante sila kay De Manuel of making his free throws. Nasa baba na sila bago pang second free throw.
Maganda yung guard lineup talaga ng St. Dominic because you have Michael Sosing, Chadamante, Jay De Manuel, Alvin Isaac, Sid Capulong, ganun kalalim. Kaya makaka-match up din talaga ang St. Dominic sa LaSalle guard lineup.
However, yung na-point out mo, puro guards halos yung strong point. But pagdating ng as nakita natin dito si Boris, puro guards kayo, post-up ang ginawa ni Boris.
I think that's the best adjustment kasi nakita nila yung size difference between their team at saka itong first 5 or yung first 6 or 7 players na pinasok ni Coach Bong de la Cruz.
Pablo gets it inside to Boris. Oh, blocked there by Alvaran. Return to sender.
Ganda nung help defense na pinakita doon ng bigs ng St. Dominic.
Here comes Timtiman. Timtiman may tanga ng bola. Naghanap ng papasahan. 12 seconds to shoot. He's up against Pablo. Timtiman, libre. 3-point shot. Mintes. Si Alvaran LaSalle has a basketball. Cortez. Shift mode. Libre. Pero hesitate. Boris drives and one for Boris Marasigan.
Boris Marasigan taking it to the basket, which is the right decision at this point kasi meron nga silang clear advantage.
As we take a look at the shacking play of the game, brought to you by the Shawarma Shack. Boris Marasigan can definitely fly. 9-6 is the score. Boris averaging 5.67 points per game along with 3.3 rebounds. And take note, 2 assists and 3 steals. Good overall performance for Boris Marasigan.
Boris Marasigan has the opportunity to be that man sa small forward position for the Dlsu Green Archers. Obviously, sa pagkawala ni CJ Austria at saka ni Joshua David, who are rugged bigs na mga gwardya, malaking bagay ngayon ang isang Boris Marasigan sa perimeter defense ng Dlsu Green Archers moving forward.
Tama ka dyan, Boss Ben. Kasi napapansin natin, no, parang meron silang open close parenthesis na enforcer dapat. And that fits si Boris Marasigan fits to that billing talaga.
Kasi makikita mo kung magta-transition ang De La Salle to the Jacob Cortez, Kian Baclaan era, maliit sila compared to the CJ Austria at saka Joshua David combination na rugged guards na 5'11", 6'1", sized yung mga gwardiya na yon, and has that defensive acumen para bantayan yung bigs, especially ng mga taga-UP, taga-Adamson na talagang matitibay.
Score is 10-8. Halfway through the first quarter of action, LaSalle has only 5 seconds na natitira sa shot clock as we take a look at that Alvaran layup. Ken Alvaran with that layup. Oh, Tilos, and there was a foul from behind kay Luis Pablo. And look at the players of St. Dominic playing inspired basketball. Hustle-wise na dun pa, first quarter of action.
Makikita mo naman talaga, the second chance points are coming their way. There was one opportunity nga, rebound ng Guardia, bigay agad sa kanilang bigs. Easy 2 points, ganun yata yung nangyari ngayon, na-foulan sila.
As Wilson Tilos makes the first free throw. 3 puntos na nagagawa ni Wilson in this game and we are just in the first quarter. At si referee Birds asking the players, parang talagang ganun ng St. Dominic ngayon. All of their players are going to the other side already bago pa second free throw. However, the officials called a technical foul.
So I think it's a technical foul on the player that came in, ano?
Si Alex Konov. As Alvin Benjamin Isaac ties the game at 10 apiece. May isang free throw pass si Wilson Tilos. 4:42 remaining. Wilson gives the lead to his team through that free throw as Alex Konov enters the game along with Andre Dungo, replacing Boris Marasigan and Luis Pablo.
This turns out to be a good substitution kung sakasakaling si Andre Dungo would be the Spitfire, no? Siya yung kukuha ng immediate points.
And there was a traveling called on Kian Baclaan. Maybe masyadong matagal sa kanya yung bola na yan.
Potentially, binibigyan ng opportunity si Kian Baclaan to wax hot. Potentially, ang ginagawa rin ng coaching staff is that after si Kian Baclaan's touches on the ball, potentially pwedeng kay Jacob Cortez mapunta yan.
Parang inahati talaga nila equal opportunities kasi alam nila yung kakayahan ng parehong player. 10-11, St. Dominic on top by 1. Tilos, hindi sa kanyang area of responsibility yan. Ngayon, here comes number 31, Oh, 55, that is Michael Sosing. 39 na Isaac, missing on that one. Nagmamadali ngayon Lasal, baklaan.
It's nothing new to see na ang St. Dominic Pikemen, they will exhaust yung 24-second shot clock nila before taking a decision para umatake.
Parang napapansin nga natin yan during sa games nila, possessions. They will take the entire, almost 24 seconds. Tapos, pero most of the time kasi ang nangyayari, sa corner sila tumitira. Pag yung end game nila, usually. But hopefully, nagbabago yan during, sa game nila, during the reviews na ginagawa. And of course, ENDERUN Colleges, would like to say thank you to ENDERUN Colleges as one of the sponsors also and partners of Pinoyliga Cup.
Yes, and siguro gawin natin, we'd like to give our recognition, of course, to Sir Jack Tuason, the owner of ENDERUN Colleges, and the people behind ENDERUN Colleges. Maraming salamat po once again for hosting Pinoyliga Cup.
Score is 11-all as Wilson Amos making that free throw. 3 points for
Mason.
Amos. Mason Amos. 11-all is the score. 3:39 remaining.
Dlsu delaying the offense of the St. Dominic Pikemen, but sanay na sanay naman ang St. Dominic dito sa mga pressure defense na nangyayari sa kanila.
Pero look at that. Wilson or Mason Amos stealing and making the basket. Imagine mo si Amos umaagaw ng bola.
And that's the good thing about Mason kasi talagang vastly improved na nga siya.
At saka parang nawala na yung so-called baby fats niya, no? Medyo pumayat si Mason. Pero look at that. Alvin Benjamin Isaac hitting that jumper. 13-all na, tabla ulit. Agawan sa bola. Hindi na kuha ni Konov. Isaac. Someone is free for the three. Yes, sir! That is Tim Timan.
Wow! Ang nangyayari ngayon, it's the St. Dominic Pikemen who's dictating the pace in this game.
And there will be some substitution for St. Dominic. Papapahingayin muna nila as we take a look at that. Isaac and then Tim Timan for the three. Ito yung sinasabi natin, no? Talagang may kakayahang pumutok sa tres itong si Tim Timan.
And the guards collectively of St. Dominic, they're very equipped when it comes to the offense. Hindi pa nga pumuputok dito si Michael Sosing, who incidentally is the Grim Reaper, so to speak, ng last year's epic win ng St. Dominic Pikemen of Asia against that EJ Goliena and Earl Abadam-led Dlsu Green Archers of the Next Man Cup last year. 71-62 yan, Kiko. Yan yung historic win ng the Pikemen.
Yan, syempre, hanggang ngayon siguro napapanaginipan pa ng mga holdovers ng Lasal yung nangyari na yan. So, syempre, gusto nilang pumawi din. And now, here comes Lasal. Jacob, 1-on-4. And there's Rubico. Oh, what a move there by Rubico. Balik kay Dungo. Jacob has the basketball. 14 seconds. Jacob. Tumira ng tres. Pasok. No. Rebound ni Amos. Oh, what a pass.
You have to hand it to the defense interior of the St. Dominic Pikemen, but it was better offense on the part naman ng Dlsu Green Archers.
Ito talaga yung target ng Lasal, no? When they had this four new, yung top 4 na new recruits nila from last year, pinagsasama talaga nila, pinag-jegel nila. And right now, it's very obvious, alam nila kung saan pumupunta yung bawat player.
Maganda na yung chemistry nung Big 4 recruits nila kasi matagal na nga nagsasama itong mga to over the offseason.
And look at that play once again. Yung ibang player kasi, no, pag nagmintis na ng tira, bababa na yan. We cannot say that for Jacob Cortez kasi nagmintis siya, na-rebound ni Mason, balik siya agad sa game.
That was a very good cut on the part of Jacob Cortez, recognizing yung open space sa gitna.
17-16 is the score, 1:16 remaining. Rubico. Inside, jumper, no. Parang bad shot yung for Rubico eh, no? Parang nowhere to go na siya pag spin niya.
Yeah, emergency shot na nga on the part of Matthew Rubico.
Meanwhile, Dakiwag, 3, no good. Rebound ni Kian. Kian, oh, what a move! What a move!
Kian will always be Kian. Kaya nga siya pumunta dito sa Dlsu Green Archers. I think may isa sa mga intentions niya last year is to be kasama ni KQ, pero he is making a mark for himself.
Yes. Kasi dati pag sinabi mong KQ ang best friend best friend ni KQ, ngayon talagang wonder boy na.
Parang dati, ang iniisip natin when you talk about Kian Baclaan, he's gonna be the Robin to the Batman,
Yes.
who is Kevin Kiambao. But here we are, tinitignan natin yung growth and maturity of Kian Baclaan. One thing that you want about Kian Baclaan is that he's never afraid to take charge.
Yes.
Yan ang importanteng X factor of a Kian Baclaan in the case of the Dlsu Green Archers usage of him. Kasi at the end of those emergency shots, baka potentially si Kian yung makita mo dyan.
Definitely. At saka ang laki ng pinagbago niya eh, no? Usually kasi pag yung mga point guards natin na mga 5'8", 5'7", pass first lang yan. You seldom that you could see na active sa offense. But Kian, iba ang pagkabuo sa kanya eh, no?
Here we see the length of the Dlsu Green Archers nangingibabaw na, no, with that interception from Andre Dungo.
Pero nakaagaw naman ang St. Dominic with that good defense inside. Nabasa nila ang pasa ng Lasal. 17 seconds. Time for 1 to 2 more plays depending on this possession by St. Dominic. 3 seconds on difference sa game clock at shot clock. And what a block inside.
They still have time.
And shot clock violation. Tama ka, Boss Ben, eh, no? Talagang there's a tendency that St. Dominic will really use the game or shot clock to the full extent, sabi ko.
The lower the score, the better it is for them.
Oh, long shot! Kala ko mapasok straight to the hoop. And ladies and gentlemen, after 10 minutes of basketball action, 4 na puntos ang kalamangan ng Lasal Green Archers as we take a look at the first quarter highlights brought to you by the Shawarma Shack. Jacob Cortez gets it to Mason Amos, and then of course si Alvin Isaac making that shot. 2016 Lasal up by 4. We'll be back here in the Pinoyliga Next Man Cup.
Bitin sa isa, anong hinihintay pa? Dobling minam na nahanap mo ay nandito na. Sarap na buy one take one at hindi magbabago. Tara na dito sa Show Mama Shack, Show Mama Shack. Mas masaya pagdalawa. Show Mama Shack, Show Mama Shack. Doble ang sarap, dito mo forever ka. Show Mama Shack, oh Show Mama Shack. Kaya dito ka na isama.
Get 8 gigabytes of all-access power. Plus only TikTok to scroll and share non-stop. Power, work, life, and more. With Smart Power all-access data now up to 90 days. Load now.
Lamang sila sa lineup pero may tiwala kami sa sistema namin, says Coach Bong de la Cruz of the St. Dominic Pikemen, who shares to me na kahit natalo nila ang Lasal last season ay iba na raw ngayon considering the added players that Lasal had as well. Pero there are always other ways to power up, such as bringing your supporters on court for added morale and confidence, and seems that it is working for the Pikemen. Now back to Kiko and Boss Benny for more action.
Salamat, Bianca. And you could see yung confidence ni Coach Bong sa kanyang players. And I like what he is saying na kahit lamang sila, kaya natin to eh.
Trust the system. Meron talagang sistema na umaandar, champion system nga yan with Sdca.
And of course, 2016 is the score. Batiin natin ang mga nanonood sa Facebook page ng Pinoyliga Cup, YouTube channel, and also sa Smart Sports to everyone watching. Salamat po. And of course, batiin natin yung mga nanonood, si Gian Canilaw, Gavin Galora, Phoebe Uy sa Facebook page. And first 2 possessions, walang nakascore. Boss Ben, mukhang naghihigpit sila ng depensa.
Kasi ang nakikita natin dito, more execution. Kung napansin mo yung ginawa ng Dlsu Green Archers doon, everyone got to touch the ball doon sa perimeter. Naka 4-5 out yata sila ngayon. Let's see what they plan on doing with Coach Caloy Garcia. Sila Pikemen naman, yung normal flow of offense nila, no? Meron silang ball pick action up top. At pag nakita mo, makikita mo yung mga kick out na katulad niya. Hindi lang nga pumapasok. Hopefully it comes in soon.
And ladies and gentlemen, time runs out sa shot clock nila. Hindi tumama sa ring yung tira ni Chad Amante. That's why tumuloy yung seconds of their shot clock. Still, 2016 ang score, 8:46 remaining second quarter. Matthew Rupico ang nagdadala ng bola for LaSalle.
I'd like to see how Alex Konov would develop in this lineup. Nakikita rin natin, no, napakalaki nila. Dominic Sarmiento, Alex Konov, they're trying to take advantage of that height. Hindi pa nila pinapasok dito si Bright Nawangko.
And take a look at that, no? The advantage, matatangkat nga ang LaSalle, pero parang feel ko nakakahabol na yun ang St. Dominic sa defense.
Well, yung nakikita natin dito, si Dlsu is not capitalizing on it because their bigs are not positioning properly up doon. Hindi sila nakakasil properly, kaya hindi nila nakukuha yung bola para makatake ng advantage na yun.
2016 is the score. Medyo nga parang project pa rin ito si Sarmiento for me. Kasi parang naiwanan pa siya during that spin ni Alvaran.
Speaking of Ken Alvaran, he's 17 points, 10 rebounds, 1 block in their last game. Yung laban nilang yon against
Ateneo.
I know that's San Sebastian.
Oh, yeah.
Doon siya nag 17 points, 10 rebounds and 1 block, but he only had 5 points doon sa game nila in that loss against the Ateneo Blue Eagles. And we want to see more from Ken Alvaran. He's the prototypical 2-3 swing nitong St. Dominic Pikemen na potentially could be their go-to guy at some point. Right now, this is Michael Sosing's team. This is Edward Akiwald's team. But Alvaran is in the radar for that.
Oh, what a pass there. Baklaan to Sarmiento. And first basket by Sarmiento there. Dominic Sarmiento. 3-point shot. Alvaran. Oh, straight to the hoop. Alvaran with a 3-point shot. 5 points already for Alvaran in this second quarter. Babawi si Dungo. Oh. And look at that. Ang bilis ng bawi ng LaSalle with Andre Dungo hitting that 3-pointer. And right now the score is 25-21. Ito yung tira ni Alvaran na tumiras ng 3 straight to the hoop. Pero bawi naman si Andre Dungo with that 3-point shot. Bawing-bawi ng 3-point shot. 25-21. Ladies and gentlemen, timeout is called. We'll be back. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. You're still watching Pinoyliga Next Man Cup, presented by the Shawarma Shack. 25-21, 4-point lead by the LaSalle Green Archers from the UAAP, and of course, they're up against the St. Dominic Pikemen from Sdca. 4-point lead, 7-17. What can St. Dominic do to be able to, go over the hump in this game?
Execution, Kiko, kasi they're known to be a half-court team. It's all about just making sure it's one play at a time. Like katulad nito, it's not a bad shot, it's an open shot. They just need to execute.
Meanwhile, LaSalle has a possession. Parang lahat ng tao no? Parang humihinga ng malalim paghawak na ni Kian yung bola
Kian Baklaan has that kind of aura. His go-to aura, ika nga.
Parang ito yung mga mapapaisip ka talaga, sayang, what if KQ stayed for 1 year pa, pero sobrang hinog na ni KQ talaga kaya I think that was a good move for him to move up to the next level. Meanwhile, Pablo rebounds and one. Pablo has been quiet sa first few minutes. First quarter, wala nga siya na-score. Second quarter, ito gumawa na Pablo. And look at that, the former juniors NCAA MVP making that basket and one opportunity.
This is according to the blueprint na nakwento natin kanina at the start of the ball game, Kiko. It's about the Dlsu Green Archers taking advantage of their biggest advantage, which is their height. At ito naman, si Luis Pablo is fast becoming known to be that garbage pulot guy. Pag napansin mo, di ba siya rin yung nag-second, nag-game-winning shot against the Mapua Cardinals. And he was really the anchor of the defense and the rebounding game of the Dlsu Green Archers during that game.
And a steal by LaSalle once again. And Pablo is fouled. Tama ka speaking of Luis Pablo, all our eyes were glued to Kian Baklan as we take a look at that previous play. Fouled si Luis Pablo. Yung last play nila against Mapua, nakaglue yung mata natin kay Baklaan, Cortez, tapos si Mason to that extent, pero kasi medyo pangit yung laro ni Mason against Mapua. Hindi natin napansin si Luis Pablo na doon. Di ba? Nakakuha ng rebound, putback.
Parang siya yung shy type. Yes. Parang biglang naging crucial player of that game.
Yes, definitely.
And we look at this, the Pikeman is having a difficult time in getting these rebounds kasi nga mahahaba yung kalaban nila.
Ang laki ng pagbabago from the first quarter, first five, no? Ito ngayon, second quarter, parang ang dumagdag yung haba, yung galamay ng mga players ng LaSalle.
Kasi naka-counter ng LaSalle yung galamay din nung mga bigs ng St. Dominic. Kasi kung papansinin natin mabuti, yung mga bigs ng Pikemen, they're not necessarily big. They're what do you call that? Yung stretch. And there's a steal again. Parang ito na yung vaunted nightmare press ng LaSalle, no? Nakikita na natin yan. So, it's incumbent or challenge ngayon yan dito sa mga guards ng St. Dominic para itawid yung bola at maka-execute sila.
Oh, yes, sir! What a shot there for number 13, Aaron Tahaw. 3-point shot there. 31-24.
Yep. Vaunted wings of St. Dominic, Edward Dakiwag, Aaron Dahaw, J.D. Manuel, Wilson Tilos, John Sanggalang, Ramir Emerenciana, and John Alconcel. Ayan yung depth dun sa 2-3-4 wing lineup ng St. Dominic.
As we take a look at the assist of the game brought to you by Eastern Communications. And this is what the advantage of LaSalle, yung mga key players nila na ipapahinga nila. Dahil they have the advantage or depth sa pagdating ng forward and center position. Mason, Amos, and Pablo can take a breather and regain their energy.
And it's a good opportunity for Dominic Sarmiento and for Alex Conog na to really get the burn. Kasi gugustuhin rin talaga yan ng community nila na makita yung kanilang investment on those players.
And Mason Amos hitting that 3-point shot. That is his 8th point in this game. And look at that. Yung ano yun, ang daming makukulit na kamay.
Kasi yung passing lanes ng St. Dominic talagang kinaklag ng De La Salle.
As we take a look at a 3-point shoot play of the game brought to you by Smart 5G.
Those patrolling the middle of that press are still bigs, Kiko. Kaya talagang ang hahaba, talagang mahihirapan yung mga small guards ng St. Dominic into bringing down the ball. Kasi yung passing lanes nga kitang-kita.
As we take a look at new face from LaSalle, si Romero pumasok na for the Dlsu Green Archers.
Santo Romero, product of the De La Salle Greenies in Green Hills, kasama of course Rocco Zamora, Ethan Alian, Luis Pablo before he transferred papunta ng UP and then now here.
Yes. Pero alam ko si Jacob din, one time nag-LaSalle Green Hills ba? Tama ba? We'll have to double check on that.
Let's check on that, but what's certain is that nagpunta yan ng UST.
Yes,
UST,
nga.
si Jacob. But I think
And right now, let's turn it over to our courtside reporter, Bianca Tagarda, with some news. Bianca.
Kiko and Boss Benny, originating from San Simon, Pampanga, ang tinaguriang Slim Reaper na si Andre Dungo of the De La Salle Green Archers for sure know how to make some noise in every school he goes. From NCAA Juniors to UAAP, Andre has been the frontrunner, and now that he's in LaSalle, despite being one of the youngest players, ay kaya niyang makipagsabayan with his kuyas on court. But mga kaliga will be back after this timeout.
Kung bitin sa isa, anong hinihintay pa? Dobleng minam na nahanap mo ay nandito na. Sarap na ba'y take one at hindi magbabago? Tara na dito sa Show Mama Shack, Show Mama Shack. Mas masaya pagdalawa. Show Mama Shack, Show Mama Shack. Doble ang sarap, dito may forever ka. Show Mama Shack, oh Show Mama Shack. Kaya dito ka na isama.
And back to the ball game, ladies and gentlemen. Kanina, dikit-dikit lang. It's 2016 at the end of the first quarter. And right now, it's 17-8 run by LaSalle in this second quarter. Boss Ben, ano nangyari?
it's the inability of the Pikemen to bring the ball down. It's the adjustment of the coaching staff of the De La Salle Green Archers by putting in yung mga bigs nila. Notice how big even the two guards of LaSalle are. At pag kinumpara mo yung laki nila versus the guards of St. Dominic, talaga medyo malayo.
But of course, like what we have been saying, we have seen stranger things happen sa basketball. Hindi pa tapos ang laban. Sosing move inside, pero Mintes, parang nakabantay yata yung depensa talaga ng LaSalle kay Sosing.
Those shots they have to make, but if there's one team na talagang makikita natin na potentially pwedeng makahabol, I think it's gonna be the Pikemen.
And that was a foul from Jacob Cortez. Para talagang swipe niya Taga-foul
Jacob Cortez, before their game against Mapua, was averaging 16 points. But during that game, Mapua, 8 points, 1 rebounds, 2 steals. I think what he did was to give way to Kian Baclaan during that game. But we want to see how Jacob will explode together with Kian. Because that's the one thing na ang LaSalle community would be expecting. Kasi powerhouse scoring machines itong dalawang to coming into the program.
Definitely. Kasi parang si Jacob has this tendency to really give way. Parang hindi siya yung agaw attention talaga And look at this, a rebound. 3-point shot, Tim-Timan! Oh, yes! Nagtitim-tim na ng galit si Tim-Timan. Pumutok ng 3.
They needed that. They needed that 3-point shot to keep the game within striking distance. So yun, maganda rin yung depensa ang pinakita nila doon.
And That was the second 3V or 3-point shot by Team Timan. Total of 6 points in this game. Bola ng Lasal. Kuha ni Mason. Inside to Luis. Pablo. Oh, Pablo. Wow.
And the seal was so deep at makikita mo talaga how big Luis Pablo is compared to the bigs.
Team Timan. Oh, what a pass. Inside.
Oh, that was a good rim run. That was a good counter dun sa press na binigay ng Lasal.
Meanwhile, balik kay Pablo. Pablo is standing around 6'6 yata eh, no?
6'7".
Oh, wow. Pablo is on a tear right now. 7 points in the second quarter. As we take a look at that, ang dati niyang ang dati niyang dynamic duo niya si Seven Cagate sa Lasal Green Hills. Pero syempre, naghiwalay sila ng landas. Pero sama pa sila sa UP for one season.
Yes, for one season. That's true. Nakikita ko na nagkakaroon ng...
Oh my!
Wow! That was something from Jacob Cortez.
Parang tatay na tatay niya. Cool cat Mike Cortez eh, no?
Let's talk about briefly si Luis Pablo. What we're seeing now is his scoring confidence, yung MVP season confidence niya in scoring na nawala nung pumunta siya ng UP. Pero ngayon nakikita natin dito nagsha-shine.
And that is what I like about Pablo eh. No? Parang ang bilis niya mag-switch eh. Yung parang pwede siya pang depensa, pwede siya pang opensa. But definitely ang maganda kay Pablo kasi he can really light up the scoreboard.
Let's not forget that he's an juniors MVP.
Oh! Mason Amos for the 3. And just like that, Mason Amos has scored already 11 points if I'm not mistaken.
Kanina at the start of our ball game, sinabi natin paano ba talaga babawi si Mason. Here we are.
And Jacob Cortez scoring on that one. 6 points already for Jacob. 48-29, ladies and gentlemen. Floodgates are open so far, but Team Timan scores there. 8 points for Joseph Team Timan.
Ano naman ang Pikemen naman talaga nakaka-counter naman sila. The challenge is that dun sa mga interceptions na nakukuha ng Lasal, nako-convert
Ito yung sinasabi natin na pawaw tayo eh, no?
Yan yung sinasabi, nagkape sa ere.
Oo. Parang naalala ko talaga yung dad niya eh, no? Si Cool Cat. Kaya pala naging Cool Cub siya eh.
And si Jacob, let's talk about him briefly. He will have lower usage now that Kian Baclaan is there. So, ang pinaka gusto natin makita kay Jacob is efficiency. Kasi syempre, kung bababa yung hawak mo sa bola, but pag hawak mo yung bola, efficient ka at nakaka-convert ka doon, ay mas maganda. Kasi doon magiging successful. Kumbaga doon sumakses. Doon sumakses ang Lasal kasi pag nakita mo how Jacob and Kian would play out, knowing that they're ball dominant, but they would be efficient. Yun ang nakakatakot.
Yes, yan yung maganda nga yan. Kasi lalong magugulo ang depensa eh.
Oo.
Sino ba gagawa dito sa dalawa na to?
And we're seeing how Jacob is being used right now by the coaching staff because of his size. You look at him, he's now converted to a two-guard dahil sa kanyang lapad ngayon eh. And now that Kian is there at pag sila dalawa nagsabay, obviously he will slide to the two.
Pero ang maganda kay Jacob, no, parang hindi siya talaga nagre-reklamo. Laro lang siya.
I think it's the confidence on his talent.
9 seconds to shoot. Jacob. Oh my goodness!
There you go. I guess he doesn't have to force it.
Wala eh. Cool na cool lang siya. Pero sa kabilang dako naman, Jason Timtiman scoring on that one. Wow. Ang taas ng scoring natin here in the first half, second quarter in particular. After 20 minutes of basketball action, It's 51-35 as we take a look at the second quarter highlights brought to you by the Shawarma Shack. Score is 51-35. We will be back for the third quarter.
Bitin sa isa, anong hinihintay pa? Dobling ninamnam na hanap mo ay nandito na. Sarap na buy one take one at hindi magbabago. Tara na dito sa Shawarma Shack, Shawarma Shack. Mas masaya pagdalawa. Shawarma Shack, Shawarma Shack. Doble ang sarap, ikaw may forever ka. Shawarma Shack, oh Shawarma Shack. Kaya dito ka na isama.
Get 8 gigabytes of all-access power. Plus only TikTok to scroll and share non-stop. Power, work, life, and more. With Smart Power all-access data now up to 90 days. Load now.
Bitin sa isa, anong hinihintay pa? Dobling ninamnam na hanap mo ay nandito na. Sarap na buy one take one at hindi magbabago. Tara na dito sa Shawarma Shack, Shawarma Shack. Mas masaya pagdalawa. Shawarma Shack, Shawarma Shack. Doble ang sarap, ikaw may forever ka. Shawarma Shack, oh Shawarma Shack. Kaya dito ka na isama.
Get 8 gigabytes of all-access power. Plus only TikTok to scroll and share non-stop. Power, work, life, and more. With Smart Power all-access data now up to 90 days. Load now.
Sa isa, anong hinihintay pa? Dobling ninamnam na hanap mo ay nandito na. Sarap na buy one take one at hindi magbabago. Tara na dito sa Shawarma Shack, Shawarma Shack. Mas masaya pagdalawa. Shawarma Shack, Shawarma Shack. Doble ang sarap,
gigabytes of all-access power. Plus only TikTok to scroll and share non-stop. Power, work, life, and more. With Smart Power all-access data now up to 90 days. Load now.
Kung bitin sa isa, anong hinihintay pa? Dobleng minamnam na hanap mo ay nandito na. Sarap na buy one take one at hindi magbabago. Tara na dito sa Show Mama Shack, Show Mama Shack. Mas masaya pag dalawa. Show Mama Shack, Show Mama Shack. Doble ang sarap, dito may forever ka. Show Mama Shack, oh Show Mama Shack. Kaya dito ka na isama. Kung bitin sa isa, anong hinihintay pa? Dobleng minamnam na hanap mo ay nandito na. Sarap na buy one take one at hindi magbabago. Tara na dito sa Show Mama Shack, Show Mama Shack. Mas masaya pag dalawa. Show Mama Shack, Show Mama Shack. Doble ang sarap, dito may forever ka. Show Mama Shack, oh Show Mama Shack. Kaya dito ka na isama.
Get 8 gigabytes of all-access power. Plus only TikTok to scroll and share non-stop. Power, work, life, and more. With Smart Power all-access data now up to 90 days. Load now.
Thank you so much for that energizing performance, St. Dominic Dance Company. And mga kaliga, hindi pa tapos ang ating halftime surprise, as I have here with me for our halftime interview is the President of the St. Dominic College of Asia. That is Dr. J. Andaman. Now, good afternoon po sa inyo, Dr. J. It's so nice to have you po in this game. And you've got a big crowd for this game nga po. Pero matanong ko lang po kayo, what is the advantage of bringing loud supporters on court, especially on games like this?
Yes, thank you very much, Bianca. Before I answer your question, I'd like to greet all the viewers of Pinoyliga and also to Sir Benny for this very wonderful league. So, going back to your question, our community, St. Dominic College of Asia, is always have this kind of culture in our institution that whenever our members are engaged in any competition, the consortium of our members, all the support is always being given to our team. So even I myself is also involved in that kind of practice in our campus.
Yes po, Dr. J, very down-to-earth po ang approach ng inyong school. But apart from that, how important po ba ang school support, not just from the students, but also from the admins, from the higher-ups, especially po a president po, like you watching in this game for the players?
Yes, we give premium to our athletic development because we believe that aside from academics, this is also the best avenue for our students to express their energy as well in developing themselves to make them fit, to make them healthy, and at the same time, strengthening the campus spirit in our institution. So aside from basketball, we have other sports development program in our institution.
And lastly po, may gusto po ba kayong batiin, i-shoutout or pasalamatan or to give a message to your supporters po on live?
So thank you very much for to Pinoyliga for inviting us in this very challenging league. And we are going to invite all the viewers as well to watch for the Southern tournament that will also be hosted by Pinoyliga, that will be participated by the different colleges and university in the Southern Tagalog region, which will open this summer. So watch out for that summer league of Pinoyliga in the Southern Tagalog region. Thank you very much, Bianca, for giving us time to announce this development.
Thank you so much din po, Doc J. Andaman, for this halftime interview and for being here at nakaka-excite nga po yung announcement ninyo. But that's all for now, mga kaliga. We'll be right back in a while.
Sa isa, anong hinihintay pa? Dobleng ninamnam na hanap mo ay nandito na. Sarap na buy one take one at hindi magbabago. Tara na dito sa Shawarma Shack, Shawarma Shack. Mas masaya ang pagdalawa. Shawarma Shack, Shawarma Shack. Doble ang sarap, dito may forever ka. Shawarma Shack, oh Shawarma Shack. Kaya dito ka na.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. A 16-point lead by the LaSalle Green Archers over the St. Dominic Pikemen here in the Pinoyliga Next Man Cup. As we take a look at the halftime stats, field goal 12 out of 15 for LaSalle, 7 out of 14 for St. Dominic. 3-point field goals, 5 out of 18 for LaSalle, 4 out of 15 for St. Dominic. Rebounds, hindi nagkakatalo, 16-17. But the difference is the assist and turnover. LaSalle has shared the ball 15 times compared to just 9 for St. Dominic. Turnovers, mas napangalagaan ng LaSalle ang bola. They only committed 4 turnovers, 11 para sa St. Dominic. Top scorers, Mason Amos with 11, Andre Dungo with 10, and Luis Pablo with 9. Sa kabilang dako naman, si Tim Timan with 12, Alvaran with 9, Dahaw with 5. Wala tayong nakitang sosing for St. Dominic. Mukhang nadepensahan.
11 turnovers is big, Nico, and that could spell the big difference kasi yung conversion naman ng mga turnovers na yun yung diferensya between the scores of the two teams. So it's a basic, yung numero kasi sa basketball in basketball is very relative. Kung nagbibigay ka ng bola to the interceptions and the opposing team converts, it's only a matter of time bago ka layuan ika nga ng iyong kalaban. So in this case, the Green Archers, they did a good job in defending full court, putting in the right pieces. Yung malalaki nilang wing players were the ones that really took over in terms of the defense side.
Nagsimula lang actually ng second quarter. Parang konti lang yung kalamangan niya. Maliit lang. Biglang pumutok Lumubo agad nang nag-implement sila ng full court press.
And don't look now, si Dlsu Green Archers, they're bringing in Bright Nawanko.
Oh,
So,
more problems inside.
yeah, more big men, more problems for the St. Dominic Pikemen. But again, like what we mentioned, Pikemen, they're an offensive-minded team sa set side, sa mga set offense, and they just need to just execute.
Someone is free, and that one was Boris. Pero yun na, si Bright Nuwangko flexing his muscles inside.
Only goes to show kasi, like what we said earlier, si St. Dominic, yung bigs nila are more of a stretch big. Wala sa talaga sila ng mga yung chunky
Yes.
na mga bigs na katulad ni Konov, katulad ni Dominic Sarmiento.
Look at that. Look at the pass. The steal and the pass. And grabe yung no? Pero if there's one player from Lasal that I'm very interested to see develop, itong si Konov. We all know that Konov was a member of the Batang Gilas before, and he can really shoot the lights out. Pero parang dito, parang nangangapa pa siya sa Philippine brand of basketball.
He plays behind Mason Amos, who's cut from the same cloth with him.
Yes.
And Konov needs to understand that ito yata yung apprenticeship na dapat niyang tinitignan with Mason Amos. They're roughly around the same size. Same din naman yung kanilang style of play.
Yes, yes.
Better opportunity for Konov if he takes this as a learning experience and an internship kay Mason Amos.
Definitely. Kasi makukuha niya yung stroke pa lang niya, no? Once he gets that stroke, yung confidence niya, naku, hirap pigilan.
You look at Konov and you look at him as Amos-like during the time of Amos in Ateneo.
Oh, yes. Yung medyo nangangapa pa. yung mga Mason Amos but we have seen Mason Amos kasi during yung Batang Gilas days. Talagang pumuputok na talaga siya. As in talaga he has that tendency to really explode in one game. That's why we were kind of shocked yung parang meron siya ng learning curve dun sa Ateneo. But right now, we're very happy na he's back to his old ways.
Sometimes may period adjustment. I spoke to some of the coaches. Sabi nga nila, they don't see often yung mga rookies that could adjust well. Siyempre, iba pa rin yung laro sa UAAP. It's gonna take them a year or two. And itong year 2 ni Alex Konov would be very critical sa kanyang development.
Oh, look at that pass by Andre. Bright Nawanko, amazing. Parang si Bright may kulang naman siya ng konting lakas pa. Kasi during that play, he could have, slam it. Parang nahihiya. Yun.
I think nandun pa siya sa parang nag-a-adjust pa siya kasi napasok siya. Yung first half, hindi siya napasok
Yes. Meanwhile, Jacob, naging mabagal ang opensa ngayon ng both teams. 7:27 remaining, but let's see if Jacob will try to initiate some movements for Lasal. Konov for the 3. Oh, yes! Yan yung gusto natin makita from Konov.
Ang coaching staff ng Dlsu Green Archers, they're giving Konov the opportunity to shoot, gaining confidence. Ito naman talaga yung gusto mo makita sa preseason, yung kumpiyansa ng mga bata lumas.
Meanwhile, a 3-point shot by Manuel missing, pero kuha nila ulit ang possession. 11 seconds to shoot. Mintes, rebound there by Boris Marasigan. Marasigan may hawak ng bola. Oh, he moves. Sees Jacob. Oh, yung sinasabi natin, napaka-efficient ni Jacob. Parang wala siyang ka-effort.
He's now being trained to be that 2 guy. I remember watching yung mga great high school players na nako-convert ng Lasal, like in the case of Rael Milencio.
Oh,
Before
yes.
his injury, he was really a 4, kuminsan 5 nga sa De La Salle Sobel. But during his rookie season, ang ginawa kay Ryle was he was converted to a 2-3.
Yes.
So ang ginagawa nila kay Ryle during the preseason was to bring him to the corner. Siya yung 3-point shooter. So nangyayari, there's a certain sense of conversion when you go to a program like LaSalle na stock, na marami talaga silang quality players. So you have to adjust. Now in the case of Jacob, in comes Kian Baclaan. Ang gagawin ng isang Jacob Cortez, knowing that kung sa next level, pwede rin siya mag-slide to 2, then develop to a 2.
Definitely. Advantage din sa kanya yun kasi once he moves up to the next level, which is the pros, pwede siya mag-switch 1-2, hindi na siya at ease, hindi na siya magugulat. Kumbaga. And kind of reminds me of a former San Beda player also na nagpunta sa Lasal, JV Casio. JV Casio was used to playing the off-guard, shooting guard position. Pagdating niya sa Lasal, point guard. Di ba? And that made him a very deadly player.
Pag tinignan naman natin mabuti ang trajectory ng isang Jacob Cortez, international is not far away. Pwede silang pumunta sa mga international leagues and still be successful as a two guard and as a point guard.
62-40. Naninibago pa ako sa itsura ni Boris ngayon, nagpagupit kasi. So 62-40, good boy Boris.
Parang ano na yun siya tayo, nauuso na ngayon yung mallet eh. So yung ating nakikita sa ating mga artista like si Daniel Padilla, of course, who incidentally is a brand endorser ng ating proud sponsor, Shawarma Shack. He's in this mullet look ba?
Yes.
Ay, nausong-uso sa mga bata ngayon.
Sa akin, naalala ko pa noon parang Emilio Aguinaldo, hairstyle, the flat top. And speaking of Emilio Aguinaldo, later, EAC, the Emilio Aguinaldo College will face the UP Fighting Maroons sa second game, the final day of eliminations.
Like in this case, still 1-3-1. Naka-formation pa rin talaga ang LaSalle sa kanilang press. Makikita mo, full. Hindi sila nagle-let up. Ay talaga mahihirapan dito ang St. Dominic.
Look at that. Ang magandang nakikita ko dito, di ba? And there is a foul on Dwight Nwango. What I was saying, na nakikita ko dito na nabibigyan ng opportunity like sina Sarmiento na nakaka-showcase ng kanilang skills like rebounding and of course defense. And right now, before we go to the game or in-depth discussion with the game, let's go to our courtside reporter na si Bianca Tagarda na may balita on both teams. Bianca, good morning.
Good afternoon, Kiko and Boss Benny. From Letran to St. Dominic, Edward the Kiwag have come a long way pero seems that he already found a perfect spot as a Pikeman. This player from Ilocos Norte wants to repeat what they have done last season at iyon nga ay ang manalo muli against LaSalle. And as for Edward, who is one of the top scorers that time, that game was a very close one and very unforgettable for the team. Ngayon na maghaharap na naman sila, patience is the key lang daw. But Kiko and Boss Benny, is patience still the key despite the score that we have right now?
Yes, definitely, Bianca. I think, sinasabi nga natin, marami tayong nakikitang mga himalang sa basketball.
Oo, kuminsan ang patience is a virtue eh.
Yes.
Patience is the key, patience is a virtue.
Correct. As evidence na lang siguro yung laban ng Mapua and LaSalle, di ba? Mapua was on top for double figures yata. Hinabol ng LaSalle. So, if LaSalle can do it, syempre, ganun din ang St. Dominic.
Let's talk about the implications, Kiko.
Yes.
Pag ang LaSalle dumulo-dulo to a 5-0 slate, they now become assured ng top position for Group Prime.
Okay.
With a 5-0 record, unbeaten sila. Number 2 will now be the New Era Hunters.
Okay.
Number 3 would be the Mapua Cardinals. And si St. Dominic Pikemen will now enter into a play-in together with the Ateneo Blue Eagles and the San Sebastian Golden Stars. Now, magzi 0-0 yan. What's gonna happen is that the best performing team dun sa round robin na yon will now become the 4th spot. At pag sila yung 4th spot, potentially makakalaban ng Ateneo ang Lasal uli, or either St. Dominic or ang San Sebastian Golden Stags.
Oh. So, this game is very interesting. Yung play-in na yan, and that
Yes.
will happen next or tomorrow.
Yes,
Tomorrow,
tomorrow
na.
for the other groups. Sila na
Yeah.
yung mag-ano. Actually, for both groups, I mean, dahil ang San Sebastian Golden Stags, they will be playing the Ateneo Blue Eagles tomorrow.
So that is very interesting yung mangyayari. Kasi if ever Lasal goes on to win this game, yung parehong green, 5-0. Oh, di ba? On both groups.
And they're gonna be in a collision course for a potential rematch. Remember, Kiko, last year, it was the CSB Blazers led by Ian Torres who got the best of their Lasal brothers, the De La Salle Green Archers, who then was led by Earl Abadam, EJ Gulyena, Henry Agunane, si Prince Alaw. Yun yung mga naglalaro nung time na yun for the De La Salle Green Archers.
Yeah. So let's see. Talagang magandang dami. The next few weeks will be very interesting for the Pinoyliga Next Man Cup.
Yes, and we're gonna be nearing the main collegiate cup by April 26.
Wow. April 26 and right now we're on April 5. So ang lapit na rin pala.
Oo. Wow, have you seen that?
Yes.
Back to back.
Great
blocks.
defensive plays there from both squads.
Wow.
Ito yung kay Chad Amante, a block by Bright Nuwangko. Ito naman kay Boris, pero hindi niya nakita si Tim Timan.
Ganda ng timing ng dalawang blocks na yun.
And this is what I like about St. Dominic. Kahit na hindi sila malaki ang kalamangan ng Lasal, they're still fighting, playing hard-nosed defense. Pero,
Pag tinignan mo mabuti, they're executing to the letter yung finish.
yes.
Kasi there's a lot of weave action up top. But the challenge is that pag nag-dribble drive na sila papasok, dun sila nagkakaproblema dahil malaki masyado yun nandun sa interior defense ng Lasal.
Correct. Naiiba tuloy yung plano nila. And of course, we could just see Coach Bong napapakamot na ng ulo.
I think he recognizes that in terms of height, there's a big disadvantage. But in terms of heart, that's where you need to come in. Yan kasi hindi yan matatawaran.
Yes. And of course, St. Dominic is not lacking. Pag sinabi natin heart, they are not lacking that. Kasi marami dito, kilala ko na, nakita ko na maglaro sa mga ibang leagues. Talagang totally, just like this player, si Chad Amante. Oh, yes. But no! He missed that gimme. Babawi to. Chad drives, pero butata. But you could see his effort talaga, no? He wants that. He wants to make that play. Yun nga lang, talagang nakabantay yung depensa sa kanya at that time.
Too big. I think it's an opportunity, of course, for the program of the Pikemen to also see yung competition outside. And,
As we take a
shocking play.
Yes, as we take a look at that shocking play of the game brought to you by Shawarma Shack, si Bright Nuwangko. And you were saying, Sir Ben?
Oh, kasi sabi rin kanina ni Coach Bong, it's a learning, it's the experience. And programs like the Pikemen's program, they take this as a lesson learned. They take this as an experience, as an gauge. Kumbaga, ito yung sukat nila. Kung ano nga ba yung out there. What's out there? Ano nga ba yung nakikita nilang competition and how do they match up?
A three-point shot by Sosing. Talagang inaalat pa si Sosing today. From what I think Sosing has not yet scored in this game. So,
Yes. And to think, Kiko, nung time ng laban nila last year, si Michael Sosing was godlike. 17 points, 9 rebounds, 9 assists.
Yes.
He was the catalyst of that game against LaSalle last year. Si Ed Dakiwag that time 14 points. And that version of De La Salle was really ano yun, malakas yun ha.
Oo.
Gulyena, Abadam, Alian. It's heavy. Agunane who became their FSA 1.
Oh, Alvarad scores finally.
We need to see if Ken Alvaran can dominate kahit na itong last quarter.
Look at the defense by St. Dominic. And of course, the coaching staff of St. Dominic pointing it out to the referee na may nangingitlog daw sa loob. Ito, si Ken Alvaran is playing like a 4-5 sa St. Dominic. But in reality, parang 3-4 siya. But of course, syempre, you have to make full use of what you have. And timeout is called, ladies and gentlemen. Pinoyliga Next Man Cup presented by the Shawarma Shack.
Kumbitin sa isa, anong hinihintay pa? Dobleng minam nung nahanap mo ay nandito na. Sarap na buy one take one at hindi magbabago. Tara na dito sa Shawarma Shack, Shawarma Shack. Mas masaya pag dalawa. Shawarma Shack, Shawarma Shack. Doble ang sarap, dito may forever ka. Shawarma Shack, oh Shawarma Shack. Kaya dito ka na isama.
And back to the ball game. 104 remaining third quarter of action. 66-45. Medyo bumagal ang scoring pace natin ngayon sa third quarter because of some beautiful or right defense played by both squads. Kung sa first quarter, umabot sila ng 36 points. Sa second quarter, parang umabot ng 50 points. Ngayong third quarter, 10 points para sa St. Dominic and then only 15-25 points pa lang para sa both teams.
We mentioned at the start of the stream, Nico, that if the Pikemen could, manage ang LaSalle to less than 60 points, they have a chance. But right now, third quarter pa lang, 66 na. So, medyo dun sa aspeto na yon, talagang malaking dihado na sila. Though there are stranger things that has happened in the past,
3-point shot there by number 13. Dahaw missing it. 31 seconds remaining. Boris Marasigan mintis on that one, but it's pretty. I'm happy to see Boris, being aggressive on offense. Kasi I've seen Boris lately, parang more on defense talaga siya. And now this is a perfect opportunity for him to showcase his offensive skills.
Makita mo naman one of the biggest advantage of Boris Marasigan is yung rim run niya. Yung pagkakuha niya ng bola from a rebound defensively, naitatakbo niya yung bola.
Oo.
Malaking bagay yun. Kasi yan yung mga bagay na pwedeng maging advantage ng LaSalle. Siyempre may height sila kung hindi pa nakakaayos yung depensa sa baba ng kanilang kalaban, then that could be an advantage kung nag-early offense si Boris Marasigan.
66-47. LaSalle holding on to a 19-point lead. But of course, yung score na yan, hindi nagpapakita kung ano bang nangyari sa laro na to. Ang daming pangyayaring nangyari, ang daming skills na pinakita, ang daming defense, offense, whatever what we can say here. Sobrang sulit ang panonood ng mga tao na dito ngayon sa ENDERUN. If you're near the area, we are inviting you to come and join us. May isa pang game later, UP versus EAC.
Will the rest backs of UP finally play? Yan ang tanong. Sino-sino ba yan? Seven Gagate, Chico Preyones, si Russell Ogana who came from LaSalle, Kingsley Udodo. Lalaro na kaya itong mga rest back na to? Let's see.
Mabiro nga mamaya si Russell. Si Russell kasi dati nakikita ko sa Youth League before. And talagang, wow, wala akong masabi. Sure shot pagdating sa perimeter. Oh, 3-point shot, Sosing, Mintes. Dinaalat pa rin si Sosing. Oh! What a shot there! I think that counts, but of course the referees has the better angle, the better decision. And of course they have a lot of camera angles dyan na makikita to double check if that one counts. And that was Edward Takiwag. If that one counts, as we take a look at the third quarter highlights brought to you by the Shawarma Shack. Boris Marasigan drives. And then, ayan yung shot ni Takiwag. So, they will check on that one. So, meanwhile, the score is 68-49 here in the Pinoyliga Next Man Cup presented by the Shawarma Shack.
Get 8 gigabytes of all-access power. Plus only TikTok to scroll and share non-stop. Power, work, life, and more. With Smart Power all-access data now up to 90 days. Load now.
And Fan brought to you by Amelie Hotel Manila. Just one of the many beautiful faces watching here in ENDERUN Gymnasium in Taguig City. So, tulad ng sinasabi natin, pag malapit lang kayo sa area, well, punta na kayo dito, panoorin nyo, ma-excite pa kayo. Diba?
19-point lead, Kiko. Let's see kung ano mangyayari dito. Stranger things has happened in the past.
Oh, travel. That was a clear. Usually, ganun napapansin ko lately. Yung mga players, they have that tendency to travel using that move.
Well, I think there's a lot of reasons for that. Potentially, yung mga bagong new age steps ba? Yung mga new age moves na nakikita natin, and that has something to do with yung basics ba na mo-modify eh.
Yes.
So, nagkakaroon ngayon ng opportunity na magkaroon ng gray area ba?
As we take a look at the quarter scoring, quarter scores, first quarter 2016 in favor of LaSalle. Second quarter, LaSalle 31-19. And in the third quarter, 17-14 still in LaSalle. That's why they have this huge 68-49 advantage.
Laking bagay din, hindi nagpapapasok yung long-range bombs ng St. Dominic. And had there been 2 to 3 na pumasok, they could probably be in the ballgame.
And there is a foul, ladies and gentlemen. And an offensive foul called.
Let's see how Kim Mason will close out this ball game, Kiko. Like what we said earlier, 1 of 8 shooting from the 3-point area their last game against Mapua. But right now, mukhang nakabawi na.
Takiwag, hindi pa tapos ang laban. 3-point shot for Edward Takiwag, cutting the deficit to just 16 points.
Yan sinasabi natin. Let's see.
At ito nakikita nga natin, Dagdag is here already. Denzil Dagdag playing for LaSalle. Siya yung natawagan ng offensive foul kanina eh. So 68-52, 8:32 remaining, and Dagdag checks out or goes back to the bench. Babalik naman si Luis Pablo. That was 1 minute and 30 seconds, almost 30 seconds of usage time for Dagdag. Oh! Parang ayaw ng palapitin ni Baklaan.
That's just dagger. It's just confidence on the part of Kian Baklaan to hoist those threes.
Meanwhile, Takiwag, nakita niya si Sosing. Sosing talagang inaalat for
That's
this
a
game.
good find. And that's a shot that Michael Sosing needs to make.
Yes.
Tingin ko yung find na yon was the perfect find for them already. Corner, hindi contested. It's a matter of making those shots.
And Sosing, prior to this game, is averaging. Wow, look at, as we take a look at Kian Baklaan. And we were talking about Sosing. Prior to this game, he was averaging 13.5 points per game, 3 rebounds, 3 assists, and 1.75 steals per games. So parang magsasabi, anyari? Di ba? That's the big question. But of course, people or players have their off night, sabi nga nila. 73-52, Dungo binigay kay Mason. Mason, he has the height advantage.
Oh. He has to have a better job in taking advantage of those. Although Mason, like what we always say, very nice on that post job.
At speaking of Mason, rebound of the game brought to you by LGR. Sa kanya yun. Akin daw, sabi ni Mason Amos.
Sabi ni siguro ni Mason, masyado malito na sa harap ko.
Oo, nagulat.
Na-excite yata. Sabi niya, I'm gonna take this home. Medyo natawagan siya ng foul.
Meanwhile, 3-point shot.
Like that.
Oh, baliktad naman para kay Edward Dakiwag. Tumitira ng 3. Pasok.
One last effort on the part of the St. Dominic Pikemen. They're trying. We could see that.
Yes. 6:34 remaining. Baclan being guarded by Dow. Oh, what a pass! Pero, oh my, sayang.
Wow.
Here comes Dakiwag. And lumalabas talaga yung pagiging mythical 5-member ng isa ni Dakiwag.
He's taking over for the Pikemen.
As we take a look at that play, si Andre Dungo was whistled for that foul. Kapatid niya na to no? It's a UST na nagmiral ko. Yes.
Ed Dakiwag.
Yes, Ed Dakiwag.
Si Edward Dakiwag naman siya. Mga ano to, mga Ilocano.
Yes.
From the Ilocos region, itong mga Dakiwag.
Look at that. Dakiwag has been very active in the second half. Most of his points actually gagaling sa second half. As we take a look, someone is free. Rubico, Mintes, pero Mason with the board.
That's just a clear advantage of the Dlsu Green Archers in this game. It's a 6'8" guy going up against 6'2" at best, Ken Alvaran.
So Mason Amos already in double figures in points. Ganda ng stroke talaga ni Mason.
Effortless. Tsaka ano siya, kumbaga yung follow through niya, kitang-kita. And then yung height niya, perfect for that swing 3-4. Ano?
And look at that, Mason Amos. Kaya no wonder he's being, called up to the Gilas team. Because we need outside shooters, and once Mason is free, talagang titira na titira to. And right now, we are seeing Edward Dakiwag trying to will his team back to the game. And of course, let's turn it over to our courtside reporter na si Bianca Tagarda. At merong balita sa atin si Bianca. Bianca, what's up?
Kiko and Boss Benny, wala man siya sa court right now, but I've talked to him earlier and he told me that it all starts with our training, then it shows on court. Says Ethan Alian of the Dlsu Green Archers, who came all the way from LaSalle Green Hills. As for Ethan, whose hometown is in Pampanga, dream come true daw ang maglaro for the Dlsu Manila apart from the hype dahil iba raw ang culture and winning spirit ng team. But Kiko and Boss Benny, ano ba sa tingin ninyo ang dahilan while LaSalle is considered a dream school by most players?
Well, definitely, sabihin natin, the championships, diba?
Yes.
The history. Nandiyan yan. Kaya sa akin kasi gustong-gusto ko kulay green yung damit ko. Kaya naging dream ko, green ng damit dati.
Iba talaga yung prestige of wearing the green and white and the exclusivity of a LaSalle as a school. Iba yun eh. Iba yung ako I became a student in the 90s era, and to be LaSalle, to be Ateneo, these are the prestigious schools na gugustuhin mo talaga as a student and as an athlete.
75-58.
I think si LaSalle, they took to heart yung reminder sa kanila that St. Dominic were the ones that beat them last year, and they're putting it to rest. Parang sinasabi nila, hindi na mauulit to.
Oo, parang ayaw pa.
So, yun yata yung ano nila, yun yata yung mensahe ng Lasal Green Archers na team na to. Never again, sabi nila.
77-58.
In this lineup, we got Baclaan, Dungo, Rubico, Pablo, and Mason Amos. Still one of the toughest ko kahit na nandun na sila sa dulo at malaki yung kanilang kalamangan.
And Alvaran goes all the way. Hindi na inabol ni Pablo. That was a bright move for Pablo kasi nakaano na eh. Nandun na yung momentum ni Alvaran. Look at that. Chad Amante with the basketball. He goes all the way, but there is a foul called on Dungo. Biglang napatayo sa upuan si Kaloy Garcia. Si Coach Kaloy. As we take a look at that. (77-60), 4:33 remaining. Chad Amante in the 15-foot line.
It's 17 points, Kiko. Potentially, if the stars align, baka mamaya we might be off to a comeback of biblical proportions. That could help. 77-61 po mga kaliga. One more shot and it's like 15 points. 4 minutes 33.
Tagal pa
That
to.
can happen.
4:33. Chad Amante scoring. Yes, sir. Itong si Chad, we've seen him play. Yung nakukuha niyang punto from his energy. Sa depensa niya talaga dinadaan ng binubuhos ang lahat.
There's wisdom kung gusto mong pabitin ng bola si Luis Pablo. At least hindi siya natural ball handler. Maganda yung ginagawa ngayon ng St. Dominic.
Dakiwag Mintes. And that play, nakuha ulit ng St. Dominic ang possession because of the defense of Chad Amante.
That could have been big, that 3-point shot.
Oh, yes.
That could have been big.
And of course, ito, walang katakot-takot to si Edward Tagiwag. He was last season's season MVP pala. Kaya walang katakot-takot eh. Buo ang loob.
Lot of staggered screens para sa part ng
Look at a
St.
D
Dominic.
by Mason. Ngayon, na kay Wonder Boy, Kian Baclaan! Yo!
Ay,
hindi pa tayo tapos nagugulat eh, no? Marami pa siyang baon na tricks eh.
wala na ako masabi.
Look at that, oh. Grabe naman yan, Kian. Wonder Boy with that layup. And timeout is called. We'll be back here in the Pinoyliga Next Man Cup.
Get 8 gigabytes of all-access power.
To do it all.
Plus only TikTok to scroll and share non-stop. Power, work, life, and more. With Smart Power all-access data now up to 90 days. Load now.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. 79-62, 17-point lead by LaSalle Green Archers over the St. Dominic College of Asia Pikemen. And of course, it started with a close game before LaSalle relied on their defense. To create some space between them.
Just when you thought that St. Dominic could come up with one last fight, in comes Kian Baclaan, pamatay sunog. He will give you those spectacular shots na
Adamante. Ito yung underrated player ni Coach Bong. Tatrabaho talaga. Pagtatrabahuin niya lahat ng puntos niya.
This is what you want, they still fight.
Yes. Oh, great defense there. A steal. St. Dominic on the run. Pero naabangan si Amante ni Pablo doon. 79-64.
If they could convert here, make 2 stops, then we have a ball game.
3:03 remaining. 18 seconds to shoot. Let's see. Amante. He drives. Natapik ang bola. Amante averaging 7.33 points per game, along with 4 rebounds in 3 games that he has played so far in the Pinoyliga Next Man Cup. Alvarad, binigay kay De Manuel. De Manuel has been silent also. Pero ito na si Jay. Jay drives. Oh, what a move! Pero hindi pumasok.
Kinapos.
Rebound ni Luis Pablo.
So Luis Pablo has been the silent workhorse for the Dlsu Green Archers. Siya yung hindi mo makikwento masyado, pero alam mo na when you look at the stats, he will give you 10 rebounds, he will give you 14 points.
And that is what you like about Pablo. Hindi siya reklamador. Basta kung ano ibigay mo sa akin, kung gagawin ko.
And to think he's a former MVP.
And here comes Kian. Binigay kay Dungo. Oh! Mason Amos! Parang nagpakilala si Mason no? Kaya ko rin to, hindi lang ako outside shooting. And look at that. Dungo to Mason. Oh my goodness. And back to the ball game, ladies and gentlemen. 81-64. Boss Ben, parang sinasabi natin, umahabol ng St. Dominic. Biglang, there's another spectacular play na gagawin ng Lasal na parang hihigop ng lakas ulit ng St. Dominic.
Yeah, I got to compare din yung talent level, of course, of our local players versus that of the Japanese teams. Ano? Nakita natin dun sa Global International. Ganda rin yung prognosis ko sa talent level natin kasi the Japanese are very system players yan eh.
As we take a look at the last 2 minutes brought to you by Eastern Communications. As you were saying?
As I was saying about Japanese teams, system players, yung finish nila talaga, kumbaga hindi pa rin matatawaran yung finish ng local players natin.
And Dungo with a steal. Layup, it's good. Andre Dungo. And this is one player. I've also seen him play in youth basketball. Na doon pa lang siya sa Pampanga, sinasabi na yan, magaling yan si Dungo. Pero I've seen him, parang sabi ko, normal lang parang cool lang siya. Pero once the game starts, when it comes to crunch time, pumuputok bigla.
Andre Dungo is a physical specimen. He has the size to be a good 2. The athletic ability to, get those rebounds at saka makatalon para lang magkaroon ng magandang advantage. So, sky's the limit para kay Andre Dungo. He only needs to really go through the pecking orders here sa Dlsu Green Archers kasi malalim din sila.
But then, checking on his position, parang pwedeng nasa medyo second row na siya malapit na no?
Siya, si Boris Marasigan, they will be competing with Erla Badam, EJ Golyena, so dun sa mga 2-3 spots.
And look at this. Pero he has made a good account of himself in this type of tournaments. Ang ganda ng mga pinapakita ni Andre Dungo. And now Dungo has it. Binigay kay Rubico. Balik kay Dungo. Oh, 3-point shot. No, miss by number 7, Santi Zamora. 3-point shot here by Timtima. No good. And there is a foul called, and that will be called on Konov. Do you think si Konov is playing out of his zone ba, or position?
Matter of confidence. Like any rookie, they would go through the motions of proving himself to the coaching staff worthy for the minutes. Ano yan? Yung effort that he will put in the practices will spell the difference, and the wisdom of the coaches will follow naman yan pag nakikita nila yung sipag at syaga.
Yes. Because from what I see, Konov is playing right like a 6'8 guy. Pero parang yung position niya, parang pang to stress.
Stretch.
Oo. But then, right now, he will be forced to play like a 4, sometimes 5. Kasi is that tall talaga. Ito, Konov for the 3. Oh, my goodness. May pabaon pa si Konov din, ha? And good game for both squads. For St. Dominic, nothing to be ashamed of. They gave everything at sobrang naging exciting yung laro actually. It's just that the defense of LaSalle was the key to this victory. The second quarter onslaught of LaSalle. Kaya nakalayo.
Pound per pound, we know that the Dlsu Green Archers are really more talented in terms of, but the heart of the Pikemen hindi matatawaran.
And ladies and gentlemen, we will be hearing the school hymn of both teams here in the Pinoyliga Next Men Cup.
Kung bitin sa isa, anong hinihintay pa? Dobleng minam na nahanap mo ay nandito na. Sarap na buy one take one at hindi magbabago. Tara na dito sa Show Mama Shack, Show Mama Shack. Mas masaya ang pagdalawa. Show Mama Shack, Show Mama Shack. Doble ang sarap, dito may forever ka. Show Mama Shack, oh Show Mama Shack. Kaya dito ka na isama.
Shield of green and white, we'll fight to keep your glory bright, and never shall we fail. Hail to thee, our alma mater, hail, hail, hail. Hail to thee, our alma mater, hail, hail, hail.
For best player of the game, 14 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists, 1 blocks, 4 steals. Andre Dungo.
Mga kaliga, I'm here with our best player of the game from the Dlsu Green Archers. That is Andre Dungo. Now, Andre, congratulations for this win and for being the player of the game. And you're going to the next level of this tournament undefeated. Pero how do you stay grounded and humble despite all the social media hype and the wins that you're currently getting?
Kahit yun nga, kahit DNCAA or UAP yung team, yung kalaban namin is di namin sila underestimate. Magtatrabaho lang kami ng maayos.
Ayun nga, and for every interview, lagi rin nandito yung mga teammates mo, very supportive, kahit sino pa yung best player of the game. And you're one of the youngest players, pero what can you say to your team?
Yun lang, sobrang happy lang ako kasi sila yung teammate ko. Yun lang, nagtutulungan lang kami sa loob ng court and di kami nagsasarili-sarili sa team.
And lastly, would you like to give a shout out to greet someone or to thank someone live?
Shoutout nga pala sa mga coach namin, sa mga family ng mga teammate namin, and yung mga girlfriend namin. Girlfriend namin lahat! Lahat! Tsaka yung family ko sa Pampanga and sa lola ko. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, Andre Dungo and the Green Archers for being here on almost every Best Player of the Game interviews. Now, that's all for now. Let's go back to Kiko and Boss Benny.
All right, thank you so much, Bianca, and congratulations to Andre Dungo. Nag-clarify pa siya sa dulo. Girlfriend daw nilang lahat. Okay, so anyway, what a great game. So coming up, ladies and gentlemen, it's the UP Fighting Maroons and the Emilio Aguinaldo College Generals here in the Pinoyliga Next Man Cup, presented by the Shawarma Shop.